Ever look at a massive piece of software and just wonder, how does that even work? How does it not just fall apart? Well, today, we're going to pull back the curtain. We're taking a special tour to look at the architectural blueprints engineers use to build, well, pretty much everything you use.
I mean, think about it. That giant app you use every day, or the software that runs an entire global company. How is that stuff built without just collapsing into a chaotic mess? It's like trying to build a skyscraper that also needs to be flexible, strong, and easy to upgrade all at the same time. And the secret? Well, it's not magic. It's all about having a master plan.
And to really get our heads around this plan, I want you to imagine that you and I are taking a tour of a very special kind of factory. This place doesn't churn out cars or phones. Nope. It engineers strong, elegant software. And just like any great factory, its success comes down to a really clear, really powerful blueprint.
Right at the heart of this whole operation, holding everything up, you'll see three absolutely massive foundational pillars. These are the three main categories of what we call software design patterns. And these pillars have names: creational, structural, and behavioral. You can basically think of them as the three main departments in our factory. One for making the parts, one for putting them together, and one for making sure everything actually works together. So come on, let's head over to the first department.
All right, our first stop is the fabrication wing. This is where all the basic building blocks of our software get made. And this whole section is run by what we call creational patterns.
So what does that actually mean? Well, in software, we deal with things called objects. Just think of them as specialized parts, like an engine, or a wheel, or a car seat. Creational patterns are basically the expert-designed molds and machines for making these parts the right way every time, instead of trying to build each one by hand from scratch.
Now, the key word to grab onto in the official definition here is mechanisms. See, without a good mechanism, you could end up creating parts that are clunky, inefficient, or just don't fit with anything else. These patterns make sure you get the right part for the right job, which saves a world of headaches later on.
So here's the one-liner to remember. Think of the creational pillar as the factory's master workshop. It's all about stamping out the exact parts you need precisely when you need them without making a mess or wasting anything.
Okay, so now we've got a whole stockpile of perfectly made parts. Awesome. But, a pile of parts doesn't do much on its own. It's time to head over to the assembly line, which is run by our second pillar, structural patterns.
To put it really simply, if creational patterns gave us all the Lego bricks, then structural patterns are the instruction manuals. They show us the best, most stable ways to connect all those different bricks to build something bigger and more useful, like a car or a house.
The formal definition talks about relationships between entities, and that's exactly what an assembly line is all about, right? It's not just about throwing parts together. It's about defining that precise relationship between the car's frame, its wheels, and its engine to build something that actually works. These patterns give you the blueprints for those rock-solid connections.
So the key takeaway for structural patterns is this: they're the master assembly line. They provide these proven, reliable blueprints for snapping all your components together, making sure the final product is solid, stable, and well-organized.
All right, our machine is built. It looks great. But a machine that just sits there silently isn't very useful, is it? So how do we make it do stuff? Well, that brings us to our final stop on the tour, Pillar 3, Behavioral Patterns, or as I like to call it, the factory's control center. So what are these for? Well, think of behavioral patterns as the factory's communication system. It's not about the parts themselves or how they're assembled. It's all about how those parts interact with each other. They answer the big questions: who talks to whom, when do they talk, and what do they talk about? The big idea here is common communication patterns. Instead of every single component just shouting in its own language whenever it feels like it, which would be total chaos, these patterns create a universal, efficient communication system for the whole factory floor. It makes sure messages get through loud and clear. So ultimately, this behavioral pillar acts as the factory's central nervous system. It's the control center sending out signals, coordinating every moving part, and making sure they all work together in perfect harmony to get a complex job done.
And that's it. Our tour of the factory floor is complete. Let's just step up here onto the balcony for a moment to see how this all fits together in the master blueprint.
From up here, the whole process is so clear, isn't it? First, the creational patterns create all the parts you need down in the fabrication wing. Then, the structural patterns put those parts together on the assembly line. And finally, the behavioral patterns act as the control center, making all those assembled parts talk to each other and get to work.
It's a really beautiful, logical system. These three pillars, creational, structural, and behavioral, they are the master blueprint for building great software. They represent decades of collected wisdom, allowing developers to solve common problems elegantly and build systems that are meant to last. So, now that you have the blueprint, what amazing things are you going to build?